Okay, now we are going to learn what is a discriminant. Discriminant tells you whether the roots of a given quadratic equation are going to be real or not. So based on this quadratic formula, I can choose one of that as the discriminant. So what becomes a discriminant is this, the thing that is inside the root, that is b square minus 4ac is equal to the discriminant. So I'll write it to be b square minus 4ac. So there can be three cases that are possible about this b square minus 4ac. Okay, the first case is b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. That means that this term that is going to come inside the root is going to be positive. If you are going to get something positive inside the root, that means that it can be real. Therefore, two distinct real numbers are obtained. Distinct real roots for the quadratic equation. So if you consider there is some value here, this plus or minus is applicable. If that plus or minus is applicable, that means that you are going to get two different values, right? So now we have another concept, that is b square minus 4ac if it is equal to 0. If that b square minus 4ac becomes 0, then that root term is vanishing. So you get only minus b by 2a as the solution. So only equal real roots. This is considered because every quadratic equation should have two. Therefore, you are considering two equal real roots are present, or only one real root is present. You can consider anyway. Okay, now we have the third part, that is b square minus 4ac is less than 0. If b square minus 4ac is less than 0, inside the square root you are going to get a negative number. If you are getting a negative number, that means that that root cannot be applied for a negative number because it cannot be a square of any real number. Therefore, you can tell that no real root exists. No real root exists. Okay? That's it about what do we need to know about the discriminant. So if you are asked whether some condition is going to be possible, you need to just check whether it is not in this condition. If it is not in that position, or when it is the discriminant is less than 0, only then you can consider that statement can be proper. Maybe statement problem can be even based on that. So we'll move on to the exercise, and how we are going to get such type of questions we'll see. Okay, now we are going to start with exercise 4.4. First of all, if you don't want to write this big expression b square minus 4ac, in general we can also call it to be the capital letter D. We just represent the discriminant to be like that. So now we are going to start with the exercise. First question. The first question is about find the nature of the roots of the following quadratic equations. So you have three equations. So based on that, we need to find whether they are going to have real roots or not. The second part of the question is, if they have real roots, find out what are the real roots. Okay, the first question is 2x square minus 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. We'll find the discriminant D. D is equal to b square minus 4ac. B is minus 3. So it is going to be minus 3 whole square minus 4 into 2 into 5. That is coming to be 9 minus 40, or I can tell minus 31. Therefore, no real root is possible. No real root is possible. Okay, here we'll find out the D. We have b square minus 4ac, that is minus 4 root 3 whole square minus 4 into 3. 4 into c into a. Okay, so this is 4 into 4, that is 16. 16 into root 3 is 3. So 16 into 3 is going to be 48. 48 minus 48, this is equal to 0. Therefore, two equal real roots are possible over there. So whenever you consider the equal real roots, always x will be minus b by 2a. Because that plus or minus term is going to vanish, it is going to be minus b by 2a. That is equal to minus of minus 4 root 3 divided by 2 into 3. Or I can write it as 4 by 2 into 1 by root 3. Since you can cancel this form root 3 and it forms 2. Or I can write 2 root 3 by 3 or 2 by root 3, whatever. This comes to be the solution here. Now you have 2x square minus 6x plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. Again we are finding the discriminant. Discriminant is equal to minus x whole square minus 4 into 2 into 3. That is 36 minus 8 into 4 is 24. Therefore it is going to be 12. Okay. Therefore it's going to have two distinct means two different real roots. Okay, that's it. Now we are finding x. X is minus b, that is 6 plus or minus 12 divided by 2 into 2 is 4. Therefore 6 plus 12 is 18. 18 divided by 4, and 6 minus 12 is minus 6 divided by 4. Therefore maybe divide by 2 here, and it is going to be 9 by 2 and minus 3 by 2 are the roots that are required in the third subdivision. Okay, moving on to the second question now. Okay, now we have your second question. What is the second question? We'll read. Find the values of k for which the following quadratic equations are having two equal real roots. If it has to be two equal real roots, that is, the discriminant has to be 0. If for that we need to find the discriminant. However, discriminant is equal to k square minus 4 into 2 into 3. Okay, 4 into 2 into 3 is equal to 0. That is, k square is equal to 4 into 2 is 8, 8 into 3 is 24, or k is equal to plus or minus root 24. If I need to write root 24 properly, it is going to be plus or minus 2 root 6. Okay, this is about the first part. The thing is, you have to just equate it to 0. Now this is not in a proper form, therefore it is going to be kx square minus 2kx plus 6 is equal to 0. This forms the proper thing. Now we need to equate the discriminant is equal to 0. That is going to be minus 2 whole square is 4k square minus 4 into 6 into k is equal to 0. Okay, so we'll take 4k common from both of them. Yeah, 4k common from both of them, and what is remaining is k minus 6 is equal to 0. Yeah, so we arise with two of them, that is 4k is equal to 0 and k minus 6 is equal to 0. Therefore k is equal to 0 and k is equal to 6 are the two things that are related to this. That is, if k is 0 or k is 6, it is going to have the discriminant to be 0. But can we consider k to be 0? Since k is the coefficient of x square, it will not remain as a quadratic equation, right? Therefore, if I substitute k is equal to 0, we find that all these terms are moving and you will get 6 is equal to 0, which is not true. Therefore, we cannot consider this case. We can consider only this case where k is equal to 6 in this form. Okay, next we'll move on to the third question. Okay, now we have a third question. Third question is a statement problem, so we need to read that question. You have a question here. Okay, the question is it possible to design a rectangular mango grove whose length is twice its breadth and the area is 800 meters square? If so, find the length and breadth. Okay, let the breadth be x meter. Since it is given that length is twice the length of the breadth, therefore it is going to be 2x meter, and it is given, yeah, right, 2x meter. Then you have, it is given that the area of this has to be 800. Yeah, area is x into 2x because it is rectangular, so it is going to be 800 to this is 400. Therefore x square is equal to 400, or I can write x is equal to plus or minus 20, or x is 20 only, because length cannot be negative. Therefore it is possible. So this one I found it directly, but as for steps, we need to write up to this much. You need to write. Then after that you need to go to the discriminant. You need to find what is the discriminant. Here you can write this as a form of x square minus x square minus 400 is equal to 0. Therefore, the discriminant becomes minus b. B is however 0, so it is going to be minus 4ac only. So minus 4 into a is 1 itself, so this is minus 400. Minus and minus get cancelled. It is going to be 1600. So it is possible, that means that two real roots are present, two distinct real roots are present. But while finding here directly, you found out that there was only one real root that was applicable to this question. Minus 20 is not applicable. Okay. Next we'll move on to the fourth question. Okay, now we have a fourth question. Fourth question is also statement problem. Here also they have asked whether the situation is possible or not, and if so, you can find the ages. So the question is, you can see here, the sum of the ages of the two friends is 20 years. 4 years ago, the product of their ages in years was 48. Okay, let the age of one of the friend, or I can write friend 1, be x years. Okay, that is the first one. So the age of the second one, age of friend 2 will be, since the sum was 20 years, it has to be 20 minus x for this one. It is 20 minus x years. So the next part of this is given that if the product of the ages was 48 when it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago this was x minus 4, and 20 minus x was 16 minus x, and the product given was 48. 48. Now we'll just simplify. This comes to be 16x minus 16 to 64, we'll get 64, plus minus 4x, then plus 4x minus x square is equal to 48. Okay, so we'll bring all the other things right side. Okay, we'll take, it becomes x square minus 4x minus 16x plus 48 plus 64 is equal to 0. Okay, this forms x square minus 20x, then you have 64 plus 48 is going to be 100, and 6 plus 4 is it forms 100, then 8 and 4 is present, 8 and 4 forms 12 over there, so it is going to be 112 is equal to 0. Okay, now we need to find the discriminant for whether it is possible or not. So it forms minus 20 whole square is 400, 20 square is 400, then you have minus 4 into 112. See, you can find out that 4 into 100 is 400, but 4 into 112 will be more than 400. Therefore, it is going to be less than 0. Therefore, the situation is not possible. That's it. Next, we'll move on to the last question of the exercise. That is the fifth question. Okay, now we have a fifth question. Fifth question also statement problem. So we'll just see what it is. You can see the question here. Is it possible to design a rectangular park of perimeter 80 meters and area 400 meters square? If so, find its length and breadth. Okay, so let the length, I'll just write short forms. L, length is equal to x and breadth is equal to y. So we have a rectangle where the perimeter is given to be 80, I think 80 meters. Yeah, right, 80 meters. So what is the perimeter is 2 into L plus B, that is 2 times x plus y is equal to 80, or x plus y is 40, or y is equal to 40 minus x. This is for substitution. Okay, this is for substitution. So the second part of the question is that area is going to be 400 meters square. So it is xy is equal to 400 meters square, or I need to substitute for y. It is going to be x into 40 minus x is equal to 400. Remaining part is simplification. 40x minus x square is equal to 400. Rearrangement, you get x square minus 40x plus 400 is equal to 0. To check whether it is possible, I need to find the discriminant. The discriminant is going to be 40 square, that is 1600, minus 4 into 400. Yeah, right? 1600 minus 4 into 400 is however 1600 only. Therefore, you are going to get it to be 0 here. Therefore, the discriminant is 0. That means it is going to be this thing, that is it is going to be a perfect square. That is, this is going to be a perfect square, this quadratic polynomial. So somehow we can find out that x is equal to minus b by 2a, right? When it was equal real roots, we found out that the x would have the value minus b by 2a. b is 20 minus 40, so it is going to be minus of minus 40 is to be plus 40, then divided by 2. A is 1, therefore it is going to be 20. Yeah, therefore you can find that y, if x is equal to 20, y is equal to 40 minus 20, that is also 20. Therefore the rectangle has to be a square, because the length is 20 and the breadth is also be 20. Therefore this is going to be the case.